Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. It is time for the first stream of this game of 2026. Last week I took it a bit easier, but this week we're going back in full strength. Here's a quick rundown of the rules in case you're unfamiliar with them. I'll be covering levels for about 2-ish hours, discussing gaming related topics along the way, and then after that, I'll showcase art in the Discord server. So welcome to the stream, Mike Gaming, Jedok, Popcorn Master, Raccoon, Salty, Zen, Jay Butters, Jaden, anyone else who I missed, lurkers, and everybody else in between. Thank you. Oh, you want to see my salty comments? Oh boy. Let's see then. I wish Deltarune was tomorrow. And today, and yesterday, and the day that may be. Hi, Minubi. Alrighty then, first on the lineup is Sprinkle Playground Cookie Man by Jedok74, 50 plays and a score of 23. Let's do this. New Year's, new resolutions. On the future day I'll discuss, well, you already know what my favorite game of 2026 was a stream on the channel, and that of course would be Hollow Knight. But my second is a little bit more of a difficult pick. Game? Okay, that was concerning. Yeah, first level of the year. Oh no. That was the worst time for that lag spike to happen, or second to worst. Ah, the water snowed over. Or suddenly on the Game Boy. I see you there, Point Dan. But yeah, my resolution is about fairly similar to last year's, in the sense that, of course, I want to cover more games on the channel, especially through streaming. And especially cover more indie games. I also kind of have a bit of things leading up from last year because I didn't cover Jay Butters or Sylveon's guaranteed game request / birthday requests. In regards to that, I'll probably cover Sonic Rush first. Hey Sylv. You can play that game. Oh. Okay. The stockings up there. In the patio. Thank you. Double thank you. Wow. What a tease. Or jape, whatever. And because I've been pushing off for long enough, perhaps this year I'll be doing Mega March. I know for example Spacey Bat's doing a Mega Manuary. I honestly think I should do a Mega Man March or Mega March because I've been teasing it for, what is it now, 3 or 4 years? What I mean by that is Marathon of the classic games, or at least the numbered ones. Don't mind me, evil present. Send me the link on Discord then, Genok. Post it on the server though. Like, if there's really a new demo, I'll be happy to cover it tomorrow. Oh yeah, a schedule for games today and tomorrow. I should say that, actually. Tonight, in several hours, I'll be checking out the recently released Doom Crawl, an open-world sea pirating game or something. Or privateering. And then, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be sampling the demos of at least 3 games, which look cool to me. I may have actually changed the names of the games a little bit, so it may take a little while to check. But at the very least, I want to cover Super Cradle Game and Super Meat Boy 3D. Go down. Oh, I didn't... Oops. Thank you, enemy. At first I was wondering why I wasn't moving. Because those are spikes. Double team. I want to make something clear. I don't really consider them quote-unquote fan games, Mike Gaming. I consider those to be more level packs. Just a terminology thing. Yes, stay in there. Perfect. Oh my gosh, he got multi-hit. That's brutal. Super Arm wins again. It's been fairly well on my end. Oh, the frost actually doesn't cause the explosion. That's good. Sorry, little firemat. Aww. Oh, I thought I could sneak back in. Welcome to stream, Rage Quit. Oh gosh, is it every time I reset the stage going to have this slowdown lag spike? I see, Jaden, I see. In regards to Strata Freaks, we're probably gonna have a full demo. There's probably gonna be a full demo for Steam Next Fest, at least for the second or third one. It's gonna be exciting. Ah, you're Darkfin. I was gonna say, welcome new user to the stream. This fandom is a prison. Depends on your perspective. Okay, that's why you want the spike. That's why they gave us a spike guard. No. Oh no, no, I don't want to be shaken down again. Ice Wave doing its duty. Aw, the animation on the present's great. Okay. Okay, yeah, of course. It's the only thing that can potentially multi-hit him. Or wait. Yeah, not it. Perfect freeze! Or I could just use a remote bind now that I think about it. Oops. As long as I don't jump, I'm safe from the super cutters. So no problem with Stone Man, but it's a problem with Guts. GG. Oh sure, Darkfin. The queue is fairly empty today. It's a Christmas-themed novel, very rompy. It's okay. An okay level to start off the year. Second up is Mega Man The Supernatural 4 Fear Man Cold Fear Dimensions by Patio, 59 plays and a score 27. Wait, I didn't get the choice of playable character, huh? I'm not taking Protos because that breaks the game. Challenging level, let's go. Oh boy. I have access to all the special weapons. Well, except the break dash, but we'll get that back. Fear of hurting. So 4 playable characters for this. I don't have access to any weapons, apparently. Don't worry, it's just classic Joe. In disguise. I can damage tank this. First section done. Now I get the break dash and my special weapons back. Nice. Fear of drowning? Fear of insect. Oh gosh. Well, at least she has the buster for this. Oh good. I thought I was not gonna make the jump. So Mega Man suffered from fear of pain. Physical, I suppose. Meanwhile, rolls fear of insects, bugs. For Proto Man, it's fear of the dark? How do I expect to have a fear of the dark? Oh, oops. Deep. I guess it's for the other one. Spike there. Ow. That. So I have to be careful not to slide into the off-screen spikes, as well as not fall into, well... Oh, this is the opposite direction I'm gonna go. So I have to be careful about the off-screen spikes in addition to... Well, I have to be careful about sliding into the spikes or falling into those pits. Getting back here is no biggie. Oh yeah, can't use fire there, otherwise I'll break the platform. You don't even need that many E-tanks in Mega Man 9. Flash Bomb can help too, I just wish there was something that could light up the entire screen or something. Yeah, you're right, that does help. Oh, pfft. I thought it wouldn't hit. Anyways, thank you, Beat. Thank you again, Beat. We're out. And now Base's sphere is of... fear of snowstorms. And speed, I guess. Yeah, no shield weapon with the one, at least the one I want. I'm surprised no one has fear of heights, considering how much they're perishing from that. Oh my gosh. No, don't pull me in. Instead I get squished. And out we go. Woo. Quote-unquote difficult stage, but not as difficult as some of the many of our Lapatio stages, even if one or two of the stages from earlier in this pack. Alright, it's your time to shine, Roll. Usually it's Base who fights these bosses. I'm not really discussing Deltarune with two of you because you already have it settled. And you're going further down the rabbit hole of jokes than I would do anyways. And it's the same series of jokes we've done a bit before, so I'm not bothering. Alright, I got the Astro Crush. GG. It's still only about... Seems like there's a heavy focus again on the Roaring Engine, the Roaring Knight. I'll comment if I see some new material. This Maker stream is secretly a Deltarune 5 stream in disguise. I wish. These selection of fears are kind of arbitrary, so yeah. A lamp would be nice as an optional item. Hey, I still find it somewhat entertaining, I just can't really comment on that. I don't mind the jokes and jests about Deltarune and Undertale, and the expanded universe and fandom stuff. I just wish we talked more about the vast things in that verse, the many interesting things in those verses, instead of just focusing on the knight, the truck, and the immediate adjacent stuff. Thank you, Sunflower. You know, for this sort of state, I want to point it out. You know, when you said it was going to be a difficult stage of patio, well, I was expecting something much harder. This was, for the most part, it had actually a steady difficulty curve and was, for the most part, fair. I didn't really see any unfair parts. The checkpoint density was, I would say, on point, and nothing felt like it overstayed its welcome or was too frustrating. So, yeah, upvote against. Like, there are many theories to discuss with Deltarune and Undertale, etc. But in this chat, it seems always just focus on those two or three points. The Knight, Asgore, and something directly there. Okay, Sylv, now we have something that's more interesting. How similar is Azrael going to be to Ralsei? We know Azrael is the older brother to Chris, and they're attending college and coming back very soon, probably for chapter 5 or 6. We're still contemplating what the connection between him and Ralsei is. And whatever object Ralsei is in the light world, if he even has a light world counterpart object. He says it looks like Azrael, but there's a distinction between looks like and exactly like. One means that it's similar, the other one means exactly the same, or spitting image. Because the next question then becomes, why did it look so similar? Yeah, I do wish that Mike does become relevant in some ways. He can still be a joke and relevant at the same time. A perpetual A-tier gag. We're all suspecting that, from what I experienced in the fandom, we're suspecting that Ralsei is either a pair of goat horns, the sweater, or the pocket knife. Not necessarily, O'Neill or Darkfin. The way that the Dark Worlds transform objects in the Light World into those living, breathing creatures, or living creatures, it depends on the context of the area surrounding them, as well as the will and thoughts and feelings of the person who created the Dark Fountain. Or as dust, that works too, yeah. But I doubt he's dead. If Azrael was dead, I think they would have outright said that. It's not like when we explored the overworld in chapter 4, no one was trying to dodge the question of that. I highly doubt he's dead. Like, I'm suspecting that Ralsei is, if we're talking about characters that turn to stone, Dark Worlders that turn to stone when they stop being relevant to a Dark World. Well, Dark Worlders turn to stone when A, they leave the world they were created in, and B, the world they're currently in, they don't have relevance to it. However, if Ralsei is a knife or a sweater, that has relevance to all the worlds in a different way, so it fit. Yeah, Darkners will turn to stone if they leave the fountain range of their original fountain or castle town, and they don't have relevance to the world they're in. That's why, for example, Lancer was able to resist becoming petrified in World Tree, or TV World. He was still relevant to the games. But anyways, let's say I do another level. Okay, number 3 up is Glacial Tide, Abyssal Treasures by Zen. 25 plays and a score of 2. I was warned in advance by Zen that they wanted to hear my salty comments. So I got my pea chips ready. He does get petrified J Butters, but not immediately. Only after he becomes less relevant. It's new. Hello? Base? Oh no, is this gonna happen every single time? I'm scared. If it does, that means dying and resetting is gonna be a huge pain. Be gone, Pengu. Huh? Didn't need to shoot the icebox for this. Okay, gradual escalation, but it makes me kind of worried at the same time. Ow. Well, looks like we're oiled. Okay, I need that, so... Actually, I didn't need it. Never mind. I was waiting for a bed of spikes. Oh, okay. This time has to float upwards. How would holy water help, Mike? I need anti-lag water. So far, so good. Hi, Gemini. I only got hit once. Ooh, make that 2. Right now, I just have to evade being crushed, but later it gets a bit more challenging. It's a good thing I can slip and slide onto those like that. Right now, my only criticism is probably the loading times. boy. Levels from 2024, but it's been revamped with the decorations and new assets. Ice Physics. Mega Man Maker Ice Physics strike again. Wait, I see something there. Oh, that's what I really want to see. It's not too hard to access it either. Ah, Super Arm. Wart. Is Gemini following me throughout this level? Oh. Less than 20? Do I have to increase it? Yeah, I have to get more energy. Darn it. Whenever I see that sign, I always think it's the reverse of what it is. What can I do then? I have to reset this if I want to see that. Would that be useful? Were X armor has wall penetrating capabilities on an X game where shots can't go through walls. Would that be useful? Yes. First reset, and yeah, restarting is going to be painful. So ideally, don't do it. Okay, go in this time and be more careful. Try it again, shall we? Phew! Alright. Squish. And my ward is beat. Thank you. Nice, restore. Which you're gonna make use of right now. Yeah, Gemini Man could have been in the game nearly 7 years earlier if the code wasn't so jank. He could have been a boss fight as well if Megamix has shown that, but, you know, hindsight's 2020. Yeah, I'd like to hear about those, Jaden. I'm gonna keep my selections a bit of a surprise because of upcoming LPs, but yeah. Oh, they take turns. That's interesting. And because I take double damage, the fight doesn't really take as long. Okay, they take quadruple damage, never mind. I'm sure we'll hear more about Starwalker in the future. The mermaid clones. Well, I have a better way of attacking offensively. I'm guessing they want me to go up. Yeah. Deep. You need tank and a refill. That's wonderful. Rewarding players for exploring. Thank you, Zen. That's awesome. Oh no. And despite my concerns earlier, this stage has a very steady difficulty curve and isn't actually that, at least for me, not too difficult as I expected it to be. You just need to be patient and attentive. Meanwhile, this is a lot more obvious of what I need to do next. Okay. I guess I got too close. Face, can you stop flexing? We get it. Ah, level Q is better than I expected. We only have 5 of them so far, though. And I got my E-tank, so I don't need to do that again. Oops, I should have actually moved to somewhere else. Perfect. I hope. And to skip that entire challenge by doing it this way. Uh-oh. Save. Get us down. Okay, second gauntlet. Ah, sure, Master 48. I have plenty. Do you think it'd be a good idea to remake Bastroid 1? Or Bastroid 1? I would say to just keep going to Bastroid until you finish a few more entries before you think about remaking earlier stages. Jenna Man is watching, judging. Oh gosh. Oh, thank you. You saved me. There's a castle down there. Or a pirate ship. Must find the 2 green keys. Pirate zombies? No, you're not eating my health. That's 4 keys. Oh my. Now Gemini's ahead yet again. Yeah, based it on double jump, although here it's not too bad. Spike protection should have been in that. The most in items are, I'm just taking it because I like exploring, and it rewards players who are more attentive or just want to fully explore the stage. How many, if you want to see how many levels are on the queue, go to the description, it should be there. There should be a link to my level queue / to playlist there. I never played any of the Metroid Prime games, so I'll take your word for it. Ow, ow. I will eventually in the future. Luckily the chest chewing on me doesn't eat through my iframes. Where's this pipe connecting to? Yes. Double yes. Hello, Pixel Spark. Welcome to the stream. Are you new here? Let me out. Oh, no, no, no. Let me down, let me down. Ah, checkpointed. I have a lot to say. I'll have a lot to say about Prime 4, but I want to play Prime 1 through 3. Glad you can make it. What brought you to stream, by the way? You don't usually get that many new viewers for Maker. Probably could speedrun it, but yeah, I could have made it without it. If Gemini Man was an actual boss, I suspect we would have fought him here. Okay, I can do Federation Force as well. Or at least sample it. And here's the thing, even if the game is necessarily canon, that's not mandatory to me playing it. I could just look up a summary. Like, if a canon game is just not fun, I'm just going to cover it. Problem solved. Oh no. He chose this move of all moves. Ah, I wish I could lock him in the prison. There. Done. It'd be funny if I locked myself in here, but no, I can get out. This box is mine. Heavy blocks. We had light blocks before, now we're going for heavy blocks. You know what, the way the stage was going, maybe with a bit of a lackluster climax, you could have ended it there. But no, we're still going. Once again, I can access this. Good showcase of how this works. Oh my, base is pink now. I guess I'm going left. Base Jello flavored. What? Come on, Jaden, you can at least leave her tots here. Don't be afraid. Why are Zen's levels 40 level years long now? I don't know. But yeah, this is definitely going a bit... This is definitely going to the excessive point. That should have been the break-off point. But I understand why they didn't do that because, well... Then I could carry over, for example, the super arm. Ishishi! Okay, he's pink again. Do I go down here? Yes. You may want to make it a bit more obvious because I thought I was supposed to go back there. Well, if I was going for that route, it would have been obvious. All I know about Prime 4 is they Retro Studios kind of got screwed over by being forced to follow Bamco's original outline for the game. Or, not outline, but backbone. Are you for real? Well, it's a Crystal Joe, but... Oh my gosh, I need that. Okay. There's a little bit more time for that. I'll eat it. Remember folks, don't be afraid to submit in multiple stages. You don't need to send one ginormous stage, even if all of it's good. Like, this is my favorite level of this episode. As a matter of fact, my favorite level of the last 2 weeks. But remember, you don't have to just have it run a marathon or two. Know when a stage should end, and also know when you can break up a stage. That was... Did we skip the third phase? Ah, sure, Pixel Sparks, and a level. Yeah, I hope that this doesn't cause people to see... I doubt it's gonna happen to Prime 1, because people still love that one. But for Primes 2 and 3 and the rest of the franchise... we'll see. Prime is in the position of being being a 3D Metroidvania, and I noticed that quite a few people don't consider 3D Metroidvanias to be a Metroidvania. Don't ask me. Metroid Prime 4 has a lot of sauce speedrunning wise. Maybe not necessarily all the bad ideas. Oh, you didn't see the article for that, Jaden? Huh. Oh, I understand why, but let me get to the next save point and I'll send it to you. I think, oh, advancing Wall of Doom, or in this case, advancing Floor of Doom. Wait, Iceman? What happened to Gemini Man? Oh, there you are, Gemini Man. Double jump? Full heal? Yes, Base has his best ability. I think. I am gonna make a where am I supposed to go to next? Did I... Oh. Oh. I see. Down here. I took a split round. This is where it links up, doesn't it? I dare. Oh no. Can I survive this? Yeah, I'm gonna eat this. I can survive the boss fight. But this, I don't know how far back I can be sent. Remote mine, save me. Okay, I'm gonna have to send you the clip. Alright. Let me refill, pause, and I'll send you the info. Or... might as well just have a Yashishi spawner if you have something like this. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I mean... One moment. Pixel center level. Darkfin also center level. Hang on, I found part of the story, but that's more of an explanation of the design decisions, and I did post that earlier. One moment, I'm close to figuring that out. Oh, okay. I can show you the frame. I actually already sent it to you, Jaden, so I'll just resend it. Hi, Buster. I will comment on that. Hi, Buster. Just talking about Metroid Prime 4 because I want to point out something interesting. So, originally, Metroid Prime 4 is being developed by Bandai Namco when it was first announced at E3 2017, but then 2 years later, Nintendo shifted the development over to Retro Studios, and then the production quote-unquote restarted. However, as was revealed with an interview from an unnamed Nintendo official or executive, the development didn't fully restart. As a matter of fact, they kept a lot of the original vision and development, which constrained Beyond's design, I'd say. So you can't completely blame Retro Studios for the issues that Prime 4 is suffering from, because they were forced to keep a lot of the OG design. That being said, they could have done a better job with it. But before I get around to that, I want to point out one thing. A lot of these discussions we're having in regards to Prime 4, how good or bad it is, how well it's done, how poorly it's done, and how it can improve or be improved. These are being done by people who are already pretty deep fans of the series, so they have more of a vested interest in seeing their pluses and minuses. I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like it's a reverse situation. Like, it was well received when it first dropped, but over time, it hasn't had the same tail or lead time as KH2. I mean, even if it's somewhat mediocre, it still sold fairly well, and the series is still gonna live. Like, Dread was also very good. I'm gonna be more cautious and approach this to wait and see. And besides, at the end, what determines whether a game is good or bad or mediocre depends also heavily on who's playing it because of preferences. It becomes a concern for the developers and publishers if the game doesn't sell well or isn't received well, of course. But yeah. You never played MMP4? On 3 separate levels, the only option is... There's levels of objectivity, I agree, but at many points, it is going to be more or less subjective. I'll end up at this point. With Prime 4, I'm going to approach a more cautious approach and wait and see. Like KH3 had a very well-received opening, but it hasn't had the same legacy as 2 has had. Let's see how Prime 4 is. From what I've seen from fans and critics, it's not as good as Prime 1. I haven't actually seen that many comparisons with Prime 3 because Metroid Prime 4 may not be a Metroidvania, but neither is Prime 3. That depends, Sunflora. We're going to hold... That goes into the whole discussion of about separating the art from the artist and how much you can do that. Like, if someone repulsive made something... Like, if someone repulsive made a piece of media that's awesome, legitimately, then the work itself is good. But it supports an awful creator. There are plenty of creators who are not the best people, but they've created pretty interesting works. I understand not wanting to support those people because, you know, they're awful. But how good you are at something... People are good and bad at different things. Oh my gosh. Lag spike. What happened to the spike guard? Just like how sometimes people who are genuinely decent people can make awful things. It's complicated. Like, I make a distinction between evaluating work and seeing it's good versus saying a work is good, but you're not going to support it because the creator is awful. Both can be true at the same time. Why does it keep disappearing? It's like it's being eaten by the box. Yeah, it would be bad, quote unquote, ethically, not necessarily financially or actual work quality. Oh gosh. In general, I try to be careful and grounded in regards to the reception of games. That's why I try to get the opinions from audiences who are more mainstream versus those who are deep in the trenches, so to speak. That way I get a broader perspective that isn't too biased, I suppose. No, it got me again. No, you ate it. Seems like the only way I can get it is to loop around, but I'm not gonna do that. No. Of course, and to Jay Butter's point, of course, is the other thing about how even if a game sells well, that doesn't necessarily mean it's quote-unquote good. You know how much we've criticized AAA releases. But enough of that, let's enjoy this game. The level quality this week has been better for compared to the last month, I gotta say. So, really? Even when it's stable, that happens. What is with these? Why do they keep glitching into non-existence? That's the speedrunner route? Of course, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not good enough at that. Anyways, thank you for listening to my 10-minute TED Talk. Let's actually beat this awesome stage. Huh? Alright, here comes the Crusher. Fast edition. I don't get it. What's with the spike guard just glitching out every time? It must... Look at Iceman. It must be cursed. Let me true. Yeah, I know there's a separate route there, I don't care. Oh boy. Okay, we're done. Anchor? Can we send him to jail? Not quite. Maybe? Yes. Now we can't break it. I'm going to use every single advantage that I can. Okay, initially I was worried this is going to be a painful Diet Kaizo experience. In reality, it was fairly well balanced, had a nice difficulty curve, nice challenge progression and iteration on ideas, and the climax was fairly nice, although I wish it was a bit more involved. My main issue with the stage, though, is that, okay, there was a little bit of an issue with the navigation, a few screens, but a few more arrows could fix that. Especially when you get off of an optional route. But my main issue with this is that, okay, it's too long. This should be split into 2 or 3 different stages. This explains to me why after respawning, it takes so long to get back in here. I say so long because if you have a less powerful PC, oh gosh, not only is the stage gonna lag or run with slowdown, it's gonna take longer to respawn. Which, depending on your skill level, means that this stage may become very unbearable to unplayable. Oof. I understand why you didn't split this off into 2, because then players could sneak and take the super arm, but for the sake of the stage and making it more playable for more players, I would have to argue for that. I think this is the best stage of this episode, but I have to put those asterisks. I wonder if anyone ever hates a game for being too perfect. Isn't that called awards backlash? Or hype backlash? Just kidding. And I too get opinions and testimonials from people whose tastes I know and trust. Not necessarily, I don't necessarily always resonate with them, but I can understand the reasoning, and we share enough likes and dislikes, so to the point where I can consider them trustworthy enough. I don't really like playing Pokemon. I don't really like playing most Pokemon games. So for me, Pokemon Pokemon Legends ZA is just, I don't know actually. I just classify it as I didn't play it, so I can't rate or decide how good it is. I will note that the Digimon game, the whole thing about the Digimon games is interesting because, it's much harder to just generalize the quality of those games because they run the gamut in terms of game design, genre, playstyle, etc, etc. I've heard a lot of good things about Time Stranger, so take that for what you will. Not necessarily, Sunflora. About every game past Gen 7 to be bad. Like, I have many issues with how Nintendo Plus Game Freak is developing each entry of the franchise, and how the mainline entries desperately need more development resources and time. But yeah, it's a case of you need to see what areas of the fandom you're in. Of course, general audiences are going to mostly eat it up because of brand familiarity, but the fandom, rightfully so, has criticisms of the series that's been building up. I'm referring mainly to the mainline entries, by the way. Jay Butter says, Pokemon sucks because the Pokemon aren't hot enough. There's always fan art and fan games for that. Oh my gosh, YouTube, I got the YouTube chat just updated, I got 30 new messages, hang on. I'm eventually gonna play Iconoclast. See, when I play a game, I know it's this is where I go to personal opinions again. I usually rate it mainly in terms of gameplay and story. I find the other things important like graphics, music, etc, etc, but to me, the most important things are gameplay and story, so it's gonna be curious. Yeah, that's more in a business rant about how if you have to buy a DLC to enjoy a game and have most of the fun, that deal should be part of the base game, I guess. So if you've been playing for weeks and you hate it, why are you still playing it? Me when I ask Destiny 2 players. Just kidding. Oh, certainly, Buster. That joke is kind of true in television. I joke about people getting annoyed about certain games getting too many awards, but there is an argument to be made for some games being over-rewarded when they probably shouldn't. Like, don't get me wrong, I think plenty of games deserve... Don't get me wrong, I think many of the games that get rewards deserve some rewards, or awards, but I feel like the spotlight should be shared between, or should be shared amongst many more titles, instead of just a few hogging the spotlight. Because remember, there's no perfect pasta sauce. Only perfect pasta sauce is. I'm against the everything game. I'm against the concept of the everything game. When I talk about Pokemon, I sometimes have to distinguish when I talk about Pokemon the game versus Pokemon the franchise, or Pokemon the idea. If you're asking me about Pokemon the game series, yeah, I dipped out of it much earlier on. But if you're talking about the franchise, fan works, or ideas, it's a different story. Like, I like a lot of the design. I like most of the designs, or many of the designs. I like many of the stories too. Fan art, fan works, fan vids, fan games, etc. They look interesting. My issue with the mainline Pokemon games is that they're too shallow, and they haven't developed enough since Gen 5. But that's just my 2 bits. Nah, this isn't like X6, Jedok. That is a... I get what you're making the comparison with Jedok 74, but I would not make that... I wouldn't go down to that level. Love and hate are powerful. Love and hate are powerful fuels. What's important is that you use it properly, and not let them consume you. Whoa! Where are we going now? See, the funny thing is about the AAA games, I don't even find them bad from perception. At least, I'm talking about the quality of the games themselves. I'm not talking about the business practices because, oh boy. I just find them to be mediocre. Not all of them, but the vast majority of them. Maybe if they were released 10 or 15 years ago, I'd have a different story. But yeah, this is why I participate so much in various fandoms. It was mainly a superhero focused game and open world superhero focused game, and for what it's worth, I succeeded in that. I just find that if something tries to be a quote unquote everything game, what ends up happening is that it stretches itself too thin. The only way you can get something the closest thing to a quote unquote everything game is if it's like a game that's used for making other games. There is a such thing of a universe. I agree, certain characters are liked a lot more than others, sometimes more universally so. Do I trust your reviews, Jaden? Yeah, I do. I like hearing your thoughts and opinions on some things, on many pieces of media. I may not agree with all the time, but I understand your reasoning. Oh, if you count the Pokemon mangas, especially adventures, that's its own rabbit hole that we could talk about for a few hours. Not saying in a bad way, but in an interesting way. Yeah, my reasoning, Jay Butters, is that an everything game is impossible because everyone has different tastes, and if you try to appeal to all those tastes, you're gonna either result in a contradictory experience that waters itself down, or something that's prohibitively expensive. Again, the closest thing is you're gonna have to make a game that's used for making games. In that case, you end up with... Well, you know what game I'm gonna say next, but... the one that should be named. Dreams is the closest thing I could... Well, I was gonna say Roblox, but Dreams also counts. Like... I just wish they I really wish they ported it over to PC, though. Seriously. I want to say... I'm gonna push back at that point, Jay Butters. I agree to a certain degree, your distaste for anything doesn't really matter when it comes to a product success, but it depends on how influential you are. If you're a nobody, sure, it doesn't really matter, but if you're influential enough to the point relative to the game's popularity, you can influence its success or failure. This is especially the case for indie titles, which really benefit from influencers showcasing the games. But that's just the only asterisk I'll say. In general, I'd say, my adjusted statement would be, in conclusion, for most people, your distaste for anything doesn't really matter when it comes to its success or failure. If it actually succeeds, then awesome. If it fails, then it excuse me. If it fails, then it fails. And if it's an ethical issue, then take action. Okay, one moment, I need to get a sip of water. I've talked too much. Help. Alright, I'm back. Few comments. I don't think I'll be able to finish all the levels on the queue because of this Gertie stage and the lengthy discussions we had. But I want to point out one thing. It's topics like these which make me want to stream like Mega Man Maker on a regular basis. Maker may be fun, but after streaming for over what feels like 8 or 9 years, it gets repetitive from time to time. These topics make them refreshing, especially when the levels become rather rote. Luckily, this was not one of the rote levels, so we paired a good level, or a very almost good level, with an awesome discussion topic. The great quote-unquote meme reset. Or as I like to call it, everything old is new again. It's funny how it's supposedly only taking 10 years for them to get fresh again. Usually it would take about at least 20 or 30 years. I guess the internet and e-life is accelerating everything. Watch as my terminology is 20 years old or something. Even the term brain rot, it's always had synonyms in the past. Don't revive the old memes? On the contrary, they are going to be revived. Yeah, it is impressive, Jay Butters. I don't like to hate on music genres either. I always thought that was trite. It's too late, Jay Butters. You're 2 minutes too late. There are certain memes I wish didn't come back so soon. Butters, yeah. Is it normal that you can watch this live stream? I guess. What even is normal, Buster? You're the second person to ask that, Happy Beastie. Also, welcome to the stream. I mean, sure. No one actually posted a link to the fan game. Let me find it. Sure, why not? I'll cover it tomorrow. Who is they? Regardless, I found the fan game. I'll cover the demo tomorrow. A meme doesn't have to be good to be relevant. It just has to be memorable. Which I know is kind of a... I just realized that statement is self-referential. I'm just saying that when was life quote-unquote normal? Like, saying when life is... One year you think the years you believe that life was quote-unquote normal just is more of a descriptor of your life circumstances and trajectory as a person, I suppose. Or to put it another way, what years of life you consider to be quote-unquote normal just says a lot about you. Alright, anyways, let's actually do a few more stages before we run out of time. Board up is Power Grid Station by Mike Gamer, 73 plays and a score of 20. Okay, thank you for bringing this to my attention, Jedok and Happy Beastie. Tomorrow morning I'll first cover Heaven's Fall and then 2 other demos probably. Because Nice. Because there are plenty of games I need to get to ASAP, and in a few weeks I have to take a short vacation due to some other commitments. Like, if you ask me what my best years were, it'd probably be my childhood. But that's because I was ignorant. But that's because I was very ignorant and innocent. But that's more of asking me what I think my most normal years were. If you ask me when I think the world was more normal, my answer is I don't know. Trying to generalize that into an answer is, very difficult. Hey, the other nice thing of having the quote-unquote meme reset is that old memes that people may have not experienced before, either because they weren't born or it went by them, they can now experience. Drat. No, it grabbed me. And that goes back to my point of how what years in life consider to be your best or or normal. It says a lot about you. Oh, it cuts that off too. Never mind, we get it back, it's fine. We found the ultimate reason why Buster hates Mega Man 2. He lives in the ending screen. /S. I didn't finish the level yet, Mike. Hang on. Hold your horses. Hold your centaur mans. Why give this when it can just break the level like this? Like, this is the most reasonable point to just not allow it. Wait up. Aha. Someone forgot I can do that. Now this key's mine. And now it's mandatory here. You may want to balance this so you can't just as easily break that previous section. I see J Butters. Wait, okay. Seeing as there's been billions of people who have lived on this world, That is very much true, J Butters. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier, and I should say it again. I'm thinking of doing a Mega Man March or Mega March, similar to how, for example, Spacey Band and a few other streamers and influencers are doing Mega March. I mean, similar to how a few influencers and streamers like Spacey Band are doing Mega Manuary. I want to do Mega March. What I mean by that is, I'm gonna finally be doing my Mega Man Classic Marathon, of sorts. I've been teasing it for, what is it, 3-4 years now? This year, if all goes well, I'm doing it. This is gonna take a little while. Oh, wait. No, darn it. Got it. I wish I could reorder these weapons. Done. It took a while, but we're done. Alright, see you later, Jaden. There's plenty of spots for good. There are plenty of spots for memorable music. This is worse than 9 because the designs are more scattered. Initially this was neat with it was neat with the more open design, but at the end, I'm okay with the more open design when there's multiple paths, but when you have one path forwards and you can just easily break it like that, so easily, it becomes an issue. I understand, for example, saying that, okay, you have special weapons that are supposed to make the stage easier. And to that, yes, I agree, but there's a certain point where it shouldn't just break the stage design too easily, I suppose. And stuff like the key door should have been more precautioned. I'm only gonna cover the number titles plus Mega Man and Base. Otherwise, I'm not covering every single Mega Man Classic game, please no. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to cover stuff like Rock Board or Rockman Strategy. We can discuss what is exactly gonna be on Mega March. Or Mega May. Well, it's still a bit more tentative, but it all depends if everything lines up there. But definitely the number titles plus base. I already covered the world titles. Base 2, I'll think about that. Like 12 games is already a lot. And this is technically going to be my first marathon, so I don't want to overwhelm myself too much. And when I say marathon, yeah, I'm gonna have to break it up between multiple days too. I may be able to stream 3 to 4 hours per day, but after that, my commentary will break down. Fifth up is Rocket Wall 4 Final Sanctum by Sunflower Azumarill, 12 plays and a score of 4. I did that already, Sylv. You're welcome, Mike. And thank you for sending your level. As for the X Marathon, maybe next year, or if I feel up for it, May. Because they knew it was based. I mean, if enough people are interested, and I'm gonna keep it a bit easier because 12 games is already a lot. And as for a future thing, if I like it enough, we could do the BizHawk Shuffler. You know, where if you take damage, you're immediately sent to a different Mega Man game. Whoops. That also seems like a neat idea. Or that Mega Man X1 through X3 randomizer combo. Or combo randomizer. I mean, Extreme 1 and 2 are canon, yeah. And I already covered Extreme 1, by the way. Whoa. But thank you for saving me. I don't care on that one. I'm gonna... Wait. Did I... Oh. I did have Time Stopper. Oops. Me? Oh no, I forgot. I thought that was Saw and I realized too late that no, it isn't. Solid, I mean stable. As a reminder, tonight I'll be covering the demo, well, I'll be sampling Doom Crawl. Taking a look at what it is. Versin, Javel, and Spampton do share the freedom motif. Alright, rematches. Um... Well... That's one way to make this easier. Oh man, Roll just destroys Burner Man in this configuration. Defeated. I can see the R blobs in the background. I can see the reasoning. Round 2. Did I find round 2 originally, or is it new? Come to me. Okay, round 2. Is it blocks? No weakness? Is it actually this? No, it's Time Stopper, of course. I'm not surprised. The overdrive attack is always just easier for me. Phase 3, oh boy. As any character. 3 down. The inevitable Forspoken stream. If that's the game I'm thinking of... No. Not unless a few people actually request it. My time. Oh my goodness. Hey, I wanted that. Cheater. Okay. Oh. Help. I'm trying to get out, it's not letting me. What just happened off screen? Did he just exit stage left? Regardless, I'm happy. Let's go. Guts power. Do I need explosives for this? Or is it bees? Oh, it's hornets. Wow, that's very rude. Hey, Stone. Three left. Cody? Bridge? Hilariously, as a character who can't use charge shots, this... Well, she can, never mind. I was gonna say it's actually harder with roll. Although it's not really that hard. What, lightning? Yeah, of course. Stun locked. What? No extra phase? Come back! Oh, among the sleep. And that ending. That got too real. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Yes, you picked the best move for this. Thank you. Now get me out of here. Last one, I can catch up on chat again. I know, I know. I'm doing the thing that many people complain about and I complain about from other streamers. I'm a hypocrite, I know. I'll fix that. Popping his bubbles. Get me in. Oh my gosh. I have the one character who can just completely ignore the shield. To the point where the instant death doesn't scare me at all. Okay, let's catch up on chat then. Roll moment. Like of all the mimetic bad games that could be requested in this channel, Forspoken is behind the list. There are other things I'd probably cover more. Ouch. Well, that jump is already going to be kind of a pain with roll anyways. I know you can do it, Beat. Thanks. Oh gosh. Yeah, maybe Tango Jump's the better idea. I didn't even notice the bat there. And now we look back to the original topic of the Roaring Knight versus Asgore versus the world. Why am I not surprised? Ah! Gotta add one more second. Let me up. Yes. I need that E, by the way. This isn't like the patio, so I do need that. Eep, this is not good. Oh, shoot. Let me through. Ah, oh no, 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 no. Thunderous storm! Yeah. Yeah, wart. Doubly wart. Well, never mind, I got a full refill anyways in 2 E-tanks, so it's fine. The Rainbow R. And there's R's machine. We have to destroy the bottom part. Well, we have to destroy all the cores surrounding the machine. Meanwhile, while it strikes us from all the cannons and other bits and bobs of machinery. Certainly a different way to have the fight, I gotta say. Can't reach? Okay. Ooh. Okay, now we loop back the other way, I guess. Or not. I get crushed to death instead. Very well, time to bring out the big guns. Ah, network transmission. When I do my Battle Network series, I'm not doing a marathon of those, they're too long. I'm gonna put network transmission in probably between 1 and 2. Or is it between 2 and 3? Refresh my memory. Wait. I can check it right now. Alright, it's between 1 and 2. Alright, we're doing the easy button. Like the real easy button. Someone should have frost-proofed their machine. Oh. Oh. There's the head. I know that's the best you could do, but it still looks a bit goofy. Well, okay. No! I thought there was no more lasers. Where did that come from? I wanted to say my E-tank, but apparently it's, Okay, I'm gonna be even more aggressive here. And fulfill it this way. I have an M-tank, I'm not gonna be afraid to use it. Unfortunately, lag killed me because it should have counted as a win condition. Alright, let's do it. We have the head machine. Come, my bee army. GG. Alright, phase 3. The inside of the phase. Imagine this was actually in a full fan game. This would have been a cool opening. Especially as we destroy the eyes, the internals of the skull, the fake brain. It kind of look a bit creepy when you think about it. Oh, that's why I slowed down. Finishing this. Yes! Now the machine explodes and crumbles into a fiery abyss, as well as the fortress itself, separating the two. With the bottom half just splashing into a lake. We're all dumping all of our special weapons. The credit sequence where you see all the levels we went through. Ignore the fact that you used the PAT from 3. Got it. Again, I think it still worked better if we had a more contiguous fan game because the design itself is cool. The fight itself isn't too difficult, but trying to do this without the use of a special weapon, especially as someone who can't just multi-hit targets or armor pierce, yeah. Cool ending. Final Sanctum was kind of a nothing burger of a stage. The most memorable part was probably the boss rush, and definitely the final boss. Okay, my apologies to Pixel and Darkfin, but I'm out of time now. Sorry. We had one very long level and, of course, the long discussion attached to it. But it's thanks to levels like these and discussions why I keep coming back to this. In any case, of the 5 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would certainly be Glacial Tide Abyssal Treasures by Zen. Yeah, despite my issues with its length and a few aspects of its design, it was by far the most interesting stage of this year. So pat yourself on the back, Zen, but please split the stage into 2. For the sake of the people who don't have as much free time and /or don't have as strong PCs. But of course, there's one last thing I gotta do. It is time for the art showcase. Happy New Year, welcome to 2026. Thank you, Pixel Boy. They haven't been attending these streams often. I wonder if hopefully they're doing better. Turbine Man, good point airborne. Bad point cranky, like soaring, dislike squatters. Oh yeah, from the pilot, right? From the recently released pilot for Fully Charged. I'd like to see him in a fan game. Thanks, email. You don't need to keep posting your link like this. Captain the Devil. Captain Wayne is doing a lot better than I expected for a game. Maybe I'll check it out. And also, you have a Blue Sky. You should actually link that too. For the people like myself who don't like going on X. Okay, hang on a moment while I see... Well... yeah. One moment. Before I finish this off, I want to see if they shared it on Blue Sky as well. Okay. I guess not. I'm gonna have to talk with him about something. Like, why is there Blue Sky suspended? Regardless, thank you for showcasing all of your art. And thus, this marks the end of our showcase and subsequently the stream. Thank you to everyone who submitted their levels, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to stream and produce videos on these channels. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other content on the channels, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help out the channels. And don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well as join the Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in about 4.5 hours,